I never imagined I'd be writing something like this, but I need to get it out of my system because the anger and disbelief are still sitting in my chest. My parents and I have always had a complicated relationship, but I truly believed that when it came to my child, none of that would matter. I was wrong. My son, Oliver, is 6 years old. He's usually energetic, curious, and glued to his Lego sets. But a few months ago, he got really sick, high fever, non-stop vomiting, barely able to keep his eyes open. The doctor said it was a severe infection and that he needed constant monitoring for a few days. Not hospital level critical, but definitely not something I could manage alone while working full time. I'm a single parent. Oliver's other parent isn't in the picture, and I don't have a big support system. My parents live only 20 minutes away. They're retired, healthy, and always talking about how much they love being grandparents. So, with shaking hands and a lump in my throat, I called them and asked if they could stay with Oliver for 2 days, while I sorted out emergency leave and medication schedules. There was a long pause on the line. Then my mom sighed and said, "We just don't think it's a good idea." I thought she meant they were worried about his health, or that they were afraid of doing something wrong. I reassured her I'd leave written instructions, the doctor's number, everything. That's when my dad finally spoke. "We didn't sign up to raise another child," he said flatly. I reminded him I wasn't asking them to raise Oliver just to help while their grandson was sick. That's when my mom said the words I still hear in my head. "You chose this life," she said. "You chose to be a parent. We already did our time." I felt like I'd been slapped through the phone. I asked if they were really refusing to help their sick grandchild. My dad said they had plans, that they'd earned their freedom, and that watching a vomiting child would be too stressful for them. Meanwhile, I was running on 2 hours of sleep, terrified my son's fever would spike again. I hung up without saying goodbye and cried in the bathroom while Oliver slept on the couch, burning hot and clutching my hand. In the end, my best friend took unpaid time off to help me, and together we got him through the worst of it. Oliver recovered. He's fine now. Laughing. Running. Back to being a kid. My relationship with my parents, though? That didn't recover. They now act confused about why I've gone low contact. They say I'm holding a grudge and being dramatic. But I'll never forget the moment I realized that when I needed them most, not for me, but for my child, they chose comfort over compassion. And once you see that clearly, you can't unsee it.